Hello, it is me, Pearl, from Pearl and the Prayers, and this is Tuned in Tarot, and we are here to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy inside of self, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can see that reflected back to us in our interactions with others, in our external environment, and if we want to see change, we do need to shift and change the energy within us. And hopefully with my readings, you learn to do just that. That is my hope for you. So today is Thursday, and on Thursdays, we tend to take a look at at money rather, and career. So that's what we're going to look at to begin with. And then I will do a little bit of a love reading too at the end, because I know some people really count on my readings for those messages, so we'll do that too. But we're gonna first just look at our finances and career. We're gonna look at masculine and feminine energy both, and this can give you a sense of like where your person is in terms of their finance, especially if you're getting those readings that's like, my person doesn't feel, successful enough or whatever to be able to come through, and this will give you a sense of what's going on there. But truly what I'm really looking at is your own mental energy, your own emotional energy, masculine, feminine, and wherever that is, you're usually drawn to or attracted to people that are reflecting that back to you. So that's what we're looking at today. Welcome. All right, let's get started. So the overall energy for the masculine this week in terms of money and career is actually pretty dang good. We've got the Empress card. This is an energy of really just sitting in the abundance you've already created and being able to enjoy it. Prosperity. Hello, Lady Luna. We're doing the collective money reading. You're just in time. So this is really a sense for me that your mind this week is finally going to feel wealthy, is finally going to feel abundant enough, and finally be in a receiving mode. I don't think that this has been easy. I'm getting a sense that this is a hard one energy, and it might come actually from just sort of surrendering a little bit and not being afraid, because I feel that fear played a big role in it. And the full moon energy for me, I really working to release fear today. So I'm seeing that like your mind is really going to be basking in wealth and prosperity this week. And maybe in terms of career, it looks like you're going to be focused on something that really is creative for you, that makes you feel creative or puts you in a creative mode. Your person, if you're trying to get information about your person, they may also be doing well this week, or they may be seeing you actually as incredibly abundant as well. The feminine energy, we're getting judgment coming up. And I'm really drawn to this peaceful swan energy, also the reflection. It's a really beautiful energy. Judgment card is usually something that's a little frightening. So I think it's interesting that this is just so serene. It's like your judgment day is here, but it's like what you have been judged worthy to receive is finally some peace. It's like you've been fairly judged and now you're receiving all that is due, really, financially. There also may be like a rebirth coming for you in terms of your career, like something brand new or fresh that brings in this idea of like, oh, like I can actually be really abundant. Thank you so much, baby, for the diamonds. I can actually be really abundant this week is something that you are thinking. Like you're finally really being less harsh and less critical about how you receive abundance. I know that for myself a lot, I will struggle with guilt about maybe I should just get a regular job when I'm struggling financially, which I have been for a while doing this job. I'll think like I should just get a regular job, and then even though I apply to jobs and it doesn't work out, I'm somehow still mad at myself or whatever. So the criticism of the self, I feel, is lifting. And it's funny because I think that criticism of the self is what is keeping you from actually enjoying abundance. if you get to enjoy a flow of wealth and prosperity coming to you because you're playing with tarot cards or playing music or having fun or having a good time, I think because our ethos in our society and culture is that work is hard, work is a struggle, nobody likes their job. You know, it's like when you go talk to people, they want what they usually do is complain, right? You complain about your spouse, you complain about your job, you complain about your health. And that's like the normal way that people behave. So when you go to that proverbial water cooler and everyone else is complaining about their 9 to 5, and you're just like, I actually do really well just being myself, being authentic, believing in myself, being creative, doing this really fulfilling work. Sorry, right? There's like a weird like apology that you feel you have to bring to every conversation when you're doing what you really love because other people can't, especially because a lot of us are empathic and then we like feel bad for the other people. So that has been a block for you, you realize, because if you're just celebrating your wealth and it's coming from this easy way, and then you look at someone else and they're struggling, you're feeling bad, right? So you have to really just believe that you desire to experience this wealth, abundance, and prosperity from just doing what you love, what feels good, and what's creative to you. What is something that's going to be supporting you this week in finance and career? We have the King of Swords. So this is somebody who's actually really good at implementing a strategy that the Queen of Swords has already developed. So this isn't like a week for you to sit and plan. It's a week for you to just follow through on a plan. I was talking to Luna about being more consistent with lives and knowing that that was going to really help. And so I already have a plan, and it's really just me sticking to it and being a little bit strategic about it. So that's going to support you this week. Also, just being in your integrity, being honest with yourself, and speaking the truth. Those are things that are supporting this very abundant energy for the masculine. For the feminine, we have the Eight of Swords and the word isolation on it. This is immediately really meaningful to me today because there was a song today that has the lyric isolation, isolation repeated. And it's funny because this is actually what I said is in the position of something that's supporting you. And the Eight of Swords is a card of being like kind of trapped in a prison of your own thinking when it's in its shadow. When it's in its light, it's about having healthy boundaries and something about you having kind of isolated yourself for a while or continuing to isolate a little bit, which I'm not eager to hear because I want to see the love money or the love portion of this reading that I'm going to do in a little bit. But, something about this isolation has actually helped you. And one of the things that's coming to mind is that that example I gave about you feeling guilty or harsh or self-critical about how you receive money, when there's no one else you're perceiving as judging you in what you're doing, you feel like you have these healthy boundaries that people who are judging you or sending you those vibes, you're just blocking it out. That's going to support you. So you're not feeling guilty. So if you say to somebody, oh my God, I just put out a reading and I don't know what happened, but suddenly somebody just sent me $1,000 as a donation and I was so thankful. The reaction from somebody that's like, why would they do that? Or or just that feeling of them thinking that you didn't deserve that or that you think you didn't deserve that. You're sort of like not going to be around anyone who's going to feed any of that potential criticism that could block you from really enjoying your abundance this week. So I really love that energy. Okay, let's look at what we're carrying in from the past into the present that's affecting our relationship with money and career this week in a negative or a positive way. We'll see what's going on. We've got the Nine of Cups, and it came out with the Death card. Also, if you're curious about what decks I'm using the Ethereal Visions Tarot, which is a gorgeous deck that has not only the gold, reflective gold, which I love, but it also makes every image look like a mirror. And I think that's really powerful that every time you look at these cards, it's like looking in a mirror of what you perceive of yourself. And this is the Field Tarot. So I love that what you're carrying in from last week is a sense that you deserve to receive all you've wished for. But I do think that there was some doom and gloom and some fear last week that kind of made you feel a sort of death of your dreams energy. And I feel a stubborn energy coming from this that's almost like, I don't care if it's selfish to focus on what I love and to just sit here and receive for what it is that I love to do in the world. I'm gonna do it anyway. There's just this energy of like, if I'm not going to sit here and be afraid that my dreams are gonna die, I'm going to believe that I get to receive what I've wished for. And I think that's a really powerful energy to bring in. There may be some sadness, there may be some grief. Last week I said to my sister, right now, having my own apartment, a car, like my car paid for, safe transportation, and food, not to mention healthcare, but just those things, it seems like a Pisces fantasy. If you know anything about Pisces energy, it's like fantastic energy. Like, you know, fucking Lord of the Rings and the Game of Thrones and like dragons and witches and wizards and ghosts and like fantasies that are, you know, like a fictional book that you would read. Right now, having just like a normal life to me is as far off as like me being on top 40 next week. Like it feels that out of my reach. And so I think a little bit of that energy has been carried into this week. But let's look at what happens to that energy. So here's where we currently are. Just talked about the moon. Oh my God. Okay, oh my God, I love this. We've got the moon energy here from the masculine energy. And then we have the empress energy for the feminine coming out. Now we have union across this reading. Our mind and our heart both really feeling this empress energy. And the moon can, while it can be about fear, it's also about our dreams. And our dreams might seem like pipe dreams. They might seem like fantasy, but for some reason, this week, we are able to receive a lot of abundance through whatever is a source of creativity for us. And I think that's excellent. That's so exciting. Thank you for following me, Angel. And also thank you for the share. I'm seeing somebody shared the live. Thank you so much. So, this is exciting to me. I do think that the full moon energy is really, really causing you to be able to finally receive what is due. The Justice card has come up quite a lot. It's not here yet, but it has come up quite a lot. It was in the reading yesterday. And I just get a big feeling of like, if you have felt really, 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 really down financially or in whatever career you're in, you're about to feel that uptick. It's about to dramatically shift. And the only thing that you have to fear, quote unquote, which you should never really fear because fear is the mind killer, but the only thing that you would have to like consider is that you may feel guilty at how much abundance you're receiving towards your dreams this week. That might be something that makes you feel a little bit guilty. But there's no denying the presence of the Empress card being like fully here. So I really see this being a much better week for you. And I'm so glad to hear that for myself personally, because I haven't even, I'm not even going to put the words out there, but I've been on the struggle bus, and I need people to book private readings, send donations, study music with me, piano, voice, music production, whatever it is. In my mind, those are the ways I need to solve my financial problems. But I'm actually getting a sense that it's your dreams. It's your dreams that are solving your financial problems. Not the ways that I think that money will flow to me, but the dream that I have being supported by others. Some people who are going to see me are going to be like, I want to support your dream as a tarot reader. I want to support your dream as a musician, or a writer, or a dancer, or a painter, or whatever it is that you, it's like someone else is going to see that and support you there this week, or make you feel supported in such a way. So where are we headed? If you do nothing right now, if you don't take any advice I've given you during this reading or continue to give you, if you just completely just do nothing and pretend this never happened, what will the outcome be? You will see a significant change. We've got the Two of Pentacles coming out with the Prince of Wands, which is a fast-moving energy. This is Knight of Wands. It's a swift and sudden change in your finances, or maybe a swift and sudden change in how you perceive yourself or your idea of how you receive wealth. If you've been weighing, like if you've been putting a lot of time and effort into something that's not giving you anything, it's like you're going to suddenly be like, why am I doing that? I'm going to change my behavior, and I'm going to do it right now. Not going to let anything stop me. And there's this passionate feeling that's coming up. So this is swift career changes, massive changes in the way you receive money or how you perceive yourself to receive it. But it looks like it's going to be very fast moving. I am getting a sense of like your head kind of spinning a little bit. Okay, so we're going to grab an oracle for, this is going to be a spirit animal that's going to support you this week in receiving all of this abundance and in changing your mindset. I just happened to see Vulture Spirit, which is in alignment with that Death card. And that Vulture Spirit card says nothing is wasted. So one thing I want you to keep in mind is that, you know, this time that you haven't had success or that you've put into another job and when you're deciding to make this change, whatever it is, just know that nothing that went before was wasted time or energy. It's all played into your success that you are about to experience right now. We are getting Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back. And immediately I'm thinking about financial freedom. And I'm also thinking about like some of the sort of less savory aspects of finances here in the United States for those of us that are experiencing the joy of living in a society that really doesn't support people. I'm feeling like something really changing here in regards to either your mindset about it or I don't know, something. But let's see what the message is. It is the protection message. And what this spirit animal says to you is, if you are walking awkwardly and feeling embarrassed, which makes sense. Okay, so the reason I'm talking about public recognition is because I just did a reading and the Six of Wands came out. Oops, I accidentally turned the page to Grasshopper Spirit, which says Leap of Faith. So that might be important for some of you. But yeah, so I just did a reading with the Queen of Wands as being really important. And it was basically, it's giving that, you know, you're meant to receive abundance through public recognition. And so this may be for some of you that are a little bit uncertain about what that looks like and like how it feels. That's just an aside for those of you that might have already seen that TikTok reading and it was meaningful to you. If you are walking awkwardly and feeling embarrassed, Eagle Spirit is here to tell you that it is only because right now you are meant to fly. Soar over the troubles that have you feeling scared and alone. Oh my God. Not me crying all day about this fucking shit. See the big picture, yet retain your eagle eye for the details that help you claim your wisdom and courage. Or perhaps you are making yourself small for the sake of getting others to accept you. Now is not the time to be vulnerable and dependent, for you have the wings to fly on your own, and you need to do that at this time. There is no need to huddle in a shelter